All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. So we are here today at 3:36 p.m. to basically learn how to deliver table topics. There will be more on the session details from our table topic master, Toastmaster Diktendu. But in my role as a sergeant at arms, I will first read out the mission statement of the Toastmasters Club. At Toastmasters, uh, we we provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment to every member who attends or even a guest, and we give them the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. And at any Toastmasters meeting, we follow some ground rules. Okay, so there are three main ground rules that I would like to call out here. Rule number one, we do not want to talk about sex, religion, and politics because it might just disturb the sentiments of other members or participants in a meeting. So kindly refrain from discussing these topics. Rule number two, please put yourself on mute if you are not speaking. Rule number three, if if you're stepping away for a while from the meeting, you might want to switch off your video for that duration. Otherwise, we would encourage each of you to keep your video on. With that, I declare the meeting today open. And I would also like to share that we record every Toastmasters meeting for the benefit of people attending it, because we'll upload it to the social media, especially YouTube, after the meeting. You can go back to the YouTube channel and listen to your part and others, and then reflect and introspect on how you can get better. Thank you. And with that, I will invite our young and dynamic president, Toastmaster Mehak, on the virtual podium. Over to you, Mehak.
Thank you so much, Sergeant Accounts, for such a warm welcome. Greetings to all the Toastmasters and dear guests. I welcome you all to the 88th session of Toastmasters Club of Storytellers. Today, we are going to conduct a mega table topic session. So the meeting today will just be for an hour. And there's an announcement for all the EC members. I would request you to please stay back at the end of the meeting for 5 minutes for a quick discussion. With this, let's get into the table topics. So what is the purpose of table topics? Well, the purpose is to help and sharpen our skills in an impromptu speaking. Because the goal is not just to speak for about a minute or 2 minutes. It is to not only to address the question, but in a concise and an articulate manner. The response should be given with a purpose, whether it is to teach, to inspire, or to amuse the audience. Think about the purpose whether when you're talking. Okay. Trying the response and adding it to the theme would also help to make your speech more better and a great speech. So with this, let's invite our table topic master for the day, Toastmaster Diptendu, who will be conducting the session. Toastmaster Diptendu, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mehak. Welcome everyone to this special meeting of Toastmasters Club of Storytellers. This is going to be a table topics only meeting today. What are table topics? Our president has already outlined that what is the purpose of table topics. We learn impromptu speaking through a table topics session. You will be given a topic that you have probably not heard of before, and you will think of some things to speak on the topic and deliver a 1 to 2 minute speech. Now, those of you who have been in Toastmasters fraternity know that the first speech for every Toastmaster is the icebreaker speech. In the icebreaker speech, the mandate is to talk something about yourself. One can share their life journey, one can share their dreams and aspirations, goals, something special that they have experienced in life, some struggles they have experienced in life. So basically, in an icebreaker speech, people talk about themselves. What is talking about oneself called? A question for all of you in one word. Okay, what if I write a book on myself? What will that book be called? Toastmaster Renu, what type of book will that be?
Autobiography.
Absolutely, autobiography. An autobiography is nothing but a very, very long icebreaker speech that spans hundreds of pages. So, so all of us are human beings, and we can very well talk about ourselves because we are human beings. We can talk about other human beings, but what about inanimate objects? I will use a phrase, use a Hindi phrase here, because all of us have studied Hindi who are there in the meeting group. We used to write essays back in school, which were known as Atmakatha, गाय की आत्मकथा, चूहे की आत्मकथा, पहाड़ की आत्मकथा. Atmakatha is nothing but autobiography. Now, the challenge for the first round of table topics in today's session is going to be it, giving an autobiographical account of inanimate objects. Let me give you an example. And please pardon me because there is some construction work going on. So I really hope that you don't get too bothered by the background noise coming from mine. So let me give you an example. The topic for me is autobiography of a pencil. And I start my speech now. Hello, everyone. I have been held by many toddlers learning to write their first words. I have been held by many, many teenage boys and girls scrambling and struggling to write their first love letter. I have been held by many artists who are searching themselves and trying to find ways of expressing themselves. And I have manifested myself in written words. I have manifested myself through paintings. I have manifested myself through 100 out of 100 marks in examinations. I am a pencil. And I have been such an integral part of the human evolution to such an extent that I have actually kept pace with the space of innovation of human beings. Earlier, I used to be covered in a wooden case, and there used to be a lead inside the wooden case. But I knew that if I stay in this form only, I will not be able to survive for too long. I then modified myself, and I start coming in a plastic case, wherein I literally had to break myself down into smaller lead pieces, and people used to discard a lead piece as soon as it got blunt and replaced it with the next one. Not only that, I soon realized that pens were on the horizon and I still had to stay in business. I had to evolve. So I metamorphed into a pen, into a push button pencil, wherein the thickness of my lead got so slim that it almost gave a feel of writing with a pen. So this is me. This is my story. I am a pencil. I am the best friend of a human being right from childhood until the time they decide to leave me for a pen and on computers. But I will forever be with you. Thank you. So, so friends, this was an example, the autobiography of a pencil. And today I will be giving you such topics. I will be giving you examples of inanimate objects, and you will have to give an autobiographical account of that particular inanimate object. All right then. So today, who wants to take the first swipe at this type of table topic? I can see that Deepti has raised her hand.
Yes, but my hand is raised as a timer for now, so that I appear on everybody's screen as the first video on, because I'll be changing my virtual background for timing.
Okay, okay. So who would like to go first?
I can still go first if there's nobody and somebody else wants
Yeah, why not? Why not? I think Deepti, once you have spoken, then I think people will get confidence of taking this type of table topic up. All right. So Deepti, the topic for you is autobiography of tea. Autobiography of tea.
to. Okay, can I take 30 seconds to think?
Could you repeat the topic?
Renu ma'am, the topic is autobiography of tea.
B.
Tea, chai.
Oh, okay.
Okay, my 30 seconds are up. Chai garam, chai garam, chai garam. Tea is hot, or hot tea is being served. Well, that's what I am today. I think tea is probably the most popular drink in the entire world. It can be had hot, it can be had cold, and there are numerous other ways in which you can have tea. And that's me. I just fall into your mold, suit your taste, fit your cup. That's what a tea is. Well, let me tell you a short story. There's this household, just like everybody else's, where there are elders, there are young adults, and their children. The, the beauty is that each of the members likes tea in a different flavor. So, how does the woman of the house make the tea? She is an intelligent woman. What she will do is use one saucer and make everybody's teacup. So for people who like black tea, the teacup fills the first. She adds some milk for people who like the tea a little light, just with a spoon of milk. And then she adds more milk and gives the tea a boil, another boil, and multiple more boils to make it strong enough to rev up the uh, the sleepy eyes of the people who love the tea to be their strongest, at their strongest best. For the young children, I'm sure they often like tea cold. They like to have lemon tea. They even like to have tea with a slice of lemon hung on the top, making it look like a cocktail. And that is how tea is served to a variety of people to suit their cups, to suit their taste, and give them the dose of energy that they need. Thank you. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Wonderful, Toastmaster DP. That was great. That was great. And you gave some very interesting facts and anecdotes about tea. And the trick here is the topic, mind you, is autobiography of a tea. So it would be better if you could push yourself to speak in first person. Assume that you are tea or you are that object and you are telling your story. So who would like to go next? I have got something more interesting than tea for my second object. Anyone? So how about Toastmaster Mehak? All right then. So Toastmaster Mehak, yes. Toastmaster Mehak, the topic for you is autobiography of iPhone. Autobiography of iPhone.
So I'm checking now. Q phone, iPhone, and iPhone for every phone. Well, I love my iPhone very much. iPhone, I'm an iPhone, and people purchase me. I don't know why people purchase me, but one of the reasons that Toastmaster Mehak purchased me was because it's a special phone. Because of its cost, and it's very costly as well. And that's why Toastmaster Mehak purchased me. I have different features. I have Siri as an inbuilt feature as well. And I really like people purchasing me because of adding a value addition to their lives. Well, in the end, I really love when people do compare me with the other Android phones. I love being superior to every phone. And I love being compared when people say, iPhone users are here. Wow, that gives me such a beautiful feeling. Wow. Whenever I pass by or someone is using me, the ringtone itself, it gives me so much goosebumps that people feel like it's an iPhone user, an iPhone passerby. Well, that's what makes my day. Well, furthermore, when people do say, and they compare me to the Android phones, and they say, I don't want to be clicked and by a photograph by an Android user. Go away. I want an iPhone user to click me. Well, that's how I am. And people do purchase me for my value. And I really love Steve Jobs for bringing me to this world, for bringing me to the people. And now I rest my case by saying that I want you all to purchase me because I am just coming up the iPhone 14. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster Patel.
That was great, Mehak. That was great, and thank you for speaking in first person. I think this kind of a table topic will force you to come up with a story because you have to imagine something, and you have to humanize that in an inanimate object. So you will be forced to think out of the box. Who would like to take the next topic? And I have got a topic which can very well inebriate people in the meeting room. So who would like to go next? Do I see any raised hands? I can see 2, 3. Now I'll have to check who has raised hand. Rashmi and Lavina. Rashmi, would you like to go first, or has Rashmi lowered her hand?
I hope it is easy one.
Rashmi? Oh, easy.
Yes.
Well, so I don't know if you'll find it easy or not, but Rashmi, the topic for you is autobiography of car. Autobiography of car. I hope you understood the pattern in which we have to speak if you joined us at the beginning of the meeting.
Yes, I am. Yes, I was
Yeah.
there.
So autobiography of car.
Yes. Give me a few seconds. Okay. Red, blue, white, green, whatever color you like, I will be available for you. But most preferably black. You, do you know who I am? It's me, your favorite car. Okay. Car, I am your most beloved part of your life, as you can find me very easyable and reliable, and you can count on me always. Now you don't have to struggle over cycling. You don't have to go. You don't have to suffer the heat, the water pouring, or raining, or any other atmosphere environment, as I am there to save you. What else do you need? I am with the manageable temperature. You can use me in winter, doing with the farm up and cozy feeling. You can take me to a long drive, and in the summer when you are feeling humidity and you yourself fed up, you can use me on that time as well, and go for long drive with open your windows and see the beautiful sight. I'm sorry, I'm not able to see the time. Okay, this time. To sum up, I am your reliable friend. You can count me, but my dear friend, don't forget my beloved friend and you're also good a friend. Cycle. It's also good for your health. Thank you. Over to you.
Well. Thank you, Toastmaster Rashmi. That was wonderful. That was very interesting. And yeah, I mean, we are getting to hear a humanized account of car and iPhone and tea. And I hope you are finding it interesting, because the next two topics which I have in my mind are definitely going to pick someone's interest. I'm sure of that. So, would like to go next? Toastmaster Lokesh, Uma, or whom do I have in my raised hands?
Well,
Rishabh.
I'm not raising my hand. Let the other people.
Sure.
who's
So
raising their hand.
I see Rishabh. Rishabh,
Yes.
can
Dipeku,
can I see Rishabh? Okay, Rishabh, I can see Rishabh now. Great. Okay, so Toastmaster Rishabh, the topic for you is autobiography of alcohol. The topic for you is autobiography of alcohol.
When you think of a party, I am the first thing that comes to your mind. I'm the one who relaxes your mood. I'm the one who puts confidence in you. When you are struggling to talk to other people, who is the one who helps you to relax and to engage with other people? I am the one. I come in different flavors. For women, they like wine, so I come in that. For men who like strong whiskey, I am that. When you're at beach and you want something not so strong, I'm there as a beer. I'm there at every occasion, every party. And without me, I think the party wouldn't be so much fun. So bring me with you every time. I come in every flavor and just have fun. That's it.
Rishabh, you could go on. You haven't. Okay, you have completed a minute. All right. Well, Rishabh, now we know something about you. So.
No,
Yes.
I'm not. I don't drink actually.
I was thinking more in terms of alcohol is used to heal wounds and they are used in medicines. And, but you were wrong. But yeah, Rishabh, that was actually very good. And
Thank you.
you were able to portray a very good picture of alcohol. And moving on, I did see someone else's hand raised as well. Okay then. Lavina? All right then. Toastmaster Lavina? Do you want to go?
Yeah.
But I cannot see her, but that's the problem. Probably because I'm on mobile phone. Okay, yes. So Toastmaster Lavina, if you could turn your video on, it would be fun to listen from you even more. And for you, the topic is autobiography of internet. Autobiography of internet.
Okay, I'll take my 30 seconds. You can hear me fine?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just take a moment here. Yeah, so I'll start. Hi everyone. It's very nice to meet you. By the way, I am the internet and the very the very fabric through which you are able to make this call, and you are able to see me as well. And we lately, I think a few people. Well, I have many users, and I am definitely one of the best invention of the human race. But lately, I see many people are misusing me, especially when COVID struck and many kids started using me. And that was the time my downfall started. But yes, lately, I have seen many parents taking control and making sure that their kids are not trolled. and not they don't meet the bad guys over over a chat or over any application that you might be using. So I have multiple applications, and you can do anything if you want, if you have the capability to code. But I think the best use of internet as the great invention would be to connect with the family, to connect with the friends in the dark times of COVID. That was the purpose that I served, and I'm very proud of it. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Dipendra.
Wonderful, wonderful Toastmaster Lavina. So yeah, so we saw a particular pattern of table topics wherein we humanized an inanimate object, pencil, tea, car, alcohol, internet, etc. Now I will change the pattern and we will go for idioms, but I will frame the topic as the time followed by an idiom. I will tell you the meaning of the idiom, and then you can construct a speech or a story based on the topic that is made. So I will give you an example first. So the suffix is the time, and the idiom is hang in there. Therefore, the topic is the time I hung in there. Now, the idiom hang in there means not giving up. So if I'm supposed to speak on the topic, the time I hung in there, I can talk about an experience wherein I was faced with some adversity, but I persisted, I worked hard, and I overcame that particular adversity. So I just give you an example of how the topic will be. So first, I will state an idiom, I will tell you its meaning, and then I will construct the topic with the suffix, the time, and then you can speak on that particular topic. Has everyone followed this pattern? With a thumbs up, you could probably let me know if you understood this particular pattern. Or right then. Okay then. So who would like to go first?
Uma has raised her hand.
Uma ma'am, would you like to go for this one?
Yes, please.
All right. Okay, if you are not able to see my video at any point in time, do let me know, because today I have joined from mobile. So Uma, the idiom is a blessing in disguise. The meaning of the idiom is a good thing that seemed bad at first. So the idiom is a blessing in disguise. The meaning of the idiom is a good thing that seemed bad at first. The topic, therefore, is the time a blessing appeared as a curse in my life. The topic is the time when a blessing appeared as a curse in my life.
I'll share a story on this idiom, blessing in disguise. So this is something happened in my business. Samsung was trying to pitch products to the Delhi High Court, and they were not getting any entry there. So they just approached me and asked me to help them take, inside the High Court. So they were using me as an entry point, since I have that, I'm a lawyer, I have that entry card for the place to go in, because there is permission required entering into the premises. So they took me along, and what happened, when I met the computer committee there, they actually, I realized that there's a gap between the final people who are wanting to buy material. The utilization for them is totally different, and the admin people in between, they are mismanaging and not projecting the right kind of product which is available in the market. So I found a place where I can be a value added to the whole situation. So I started interacting more and more, and finally I could make my own space there, though they didn't wanted me to be selling their project, they just wanted to get in and to be projected on the platform to sell their products without me. But that was a blessing in disguise that I got connected with the right kind of people, and they started every time calling me for the solution. So that is my story for the idiom blessing in disguise.
Wonderful. Thank you, Toastmaster Roma. That was great. And yeah, we'll move on now. Who would like to go next?
Manav next.
Anyone? Manav. Manav, are you there, Manav? Manav is not there. Okay. Anyone?
No, Manav just joined back.
Yeah. So Manav, would you like to take a topic?
Hi, sure.
Okay, Manav. So Manav, I hope you have followed the pattern. So first,
I'm sorry, if you could please
Sure.
repeat it.
I'll state an idiom, then I will tell its meaning, then I will construct a topic, and then you speak on that topic. Okay. As I speak, you will be easily able to follow. The idiom is bite the bullet. The idiom is bite the bullet. The meaning is to get something over with because it is inevitable. To get something over with because it's inevitable. Therefore, your topic is the time I had to bite a bullet. The time
So the
I had
meaning
to
is
bite a bullet.
The meaning is to get over with something which is inevitable.
To get something over with because it's inevitable. The time I had to bite a bullet. That's your.
When I think about this topic, I immediately am traveled to a Toastmasters meeting, and this is the Gurgaon Orators Toastmasters meeting that I attended, and it was my very first physical meeting. Without realizing the consequences, I somewhere volunteered for a speech. The moment I reached there are around 30, 35 or 40 people sitting over there. And now I am shocked. It's because I've given speech on Zoom. I sometimes alt tab and I hide the screen. I don't do that anymore. But that was a time I used to hide the screen. It's because I was terrified of these two eyes looking at me like this. But the fear multiplies when you're there in a physical meeting. It's because it's inevitable that you have to face that. And since I volunteered and I'm there, I cannot make up an excuse for not giving that speech. But I still remember my heartbeat going really fast. I somehow gathered the courage, get on stage. That day I decided to take my script along with me while I had memorized it, but I knew I would get nervous. In that moment I decided, let's get it over with. Let's just what's the worst that could happen, right? And just like that, I referred my script multiple times, but just like that, I delivered my entire speech. I did a hand gesture here and there to uh, to make sure that yes, uh, I've learned a thing or two in Toastmasters. Did some hand gestures, but most of all, I referred my script multiple times. But I was able to get through it, and it didn't end up so bad. So, biting a bullet. Thank you, and back to you.
All right then. Thank you so much, Manav. That was great. That was wonderful. That was actually quite an appropriate experience. Well, you know that you have to go ahead and speak. Better to bite the bullet than to hang around. And yeah, who would like to go next? Who is our next volunteer?
Let's invite Suraj. He's been
Suraj,
a quiet
Suraj, you there?
observer.
Hi. Actually, I'm new, so I'm just asking the thing. How should I need to consult and how should I need to answer the topic that you have? So I'm just grasping all the things.
So Suraj, we learn by doing. You have observed a few speakers already, right?
Yep.
So you just take care of the timing. Pin Deepti's screen, pin Deepti's window on your Zoom, so that you can look at the timing and just speak on the topic that comes up for a couple of minutes. All right, it will be good. All right. So Suraj, the idiom for you is the last straw, and the meaning of the idiom is that my patience has run out. The idiom for you is the last straw. The meaning of the idiom is that patience has run out. Therefore, the topic for you is the time I had the last straw at work. The time I had the last straw at work.
You can take 30 seconds to think.
Okay, so first of all, I'm loud and clear to everyone. Yeah. Okay. So first, let me introduce myself, then I will start the story. So my name is Surya Nawar, and I'm from Delhi. This is all about me, and I will just share more about myself whenever we will just become the part of this Toastmaster Club. So let's get started with the story. So, in 2016, I was a normal guy who won a lot of money, who won a war in dollars. The guy who have the biggest dream to connect with international entrepreneurs. The guy who have the dream to earn the income in dollars. I was running behind the money. I was just looking at the things on the YouTube, on many videos, many ebooks to learn how I can earn the money through this internet, this online journey. Then I researched a lot. After 2 years, when I was working as an accountant in an organization of Delhi, they they didn't give me the work that I deserve. I was not able to work within one because they were not the good people. The time is gone, and I was looking what I can do better because this is not fun. I spent a lot of time, then I just drop out the job. Then I started connecting with some of the people who are the biggest entrepreneur in this whole world. I have connected with some people. Are you getting my voice? And I'm audible to you? Sorry, actually, some of the issues having with my mouse and device. Okay, so I have connected with many people who have the biggest entrepreneur in this journey, who have made $1 million in their initial stage, in their 4 years of experience with the online business. And at the moment comes in this pandemic situation where I just got fired from my job. And in this journey or in this period, I was the only person who was take care of the income sources. I got stuck. I don't have the time. What I need to do, how I can just improve, how I can just earn some money to fulfill my family's stomach. I was got depressed. So I just watch out the one thing, and I have connected to one speaker, the Toastmaster. The name is Dhanu Rajwani, who is from Mauritius. I connect with her, and she says to me that you are taking up too much stress. Life is not about the stress. You need to understand how you can get this solution, how you can just make this money. So I just shared all the things about what I was working, what experience I have. Then she gave me a way to make some money. So I helped her to increase his businesses through my skills. And the moment come again when I got stuck under one place and I was not able to earn anything. My mind, I was crying with my mentors, with my coaches, and I got stuck. One day, my intuition came, and it just taught me that time is always you. I forgot. So time is always you have, and you have to understand how you can utilize that because you don't need the money, you need the time. If you have the time, you can achieve it. So I just went up with this story. I hope you got my point. Actually, I'm not able to describe the too much thing. I was just building the story.
All right then, Suraj. Thank you very much. And if it was the very first time you were speaking in front of unfamiliar audience, you did a fabulous job. So friends, we have witnessed two types of patterns. First was an autobiography of non-living things, and the second one has been putting yourself in a position and then building up a story based on an idiom. Now we'll go to the last and final section of today's table topics meeting, and we will go for regular plain and simple topics which are very generic, and you can just speak your heart out for 1 to 2 minutes. So who would like to take the first one? It is going to be very simple, very generic, and I'm sure that you will have something to speak about it. Just, yeah. Who would like to speak?
If there is no one coming up, I can volunteer.
Sure, just give me a moment.
Amar, you want to go about it because you just came in?
Okay.
So it's Amar now.
All right then. Amar, the topic for you is the secret of success. The secret of success.
Believing in yourself, as simple as that. I was appointed as a junior merchandiser in an export company long ago. I lived a life of a king at my home. I never took even a glass of water. Everything was served to me. But the journey of self-help came the way where I got homesick. I said, hell with the job. Let me go back to my home. Who cares? Nobody bothers about me if I'm living or dying. But there was one thing I connected with. A friend of mine told me long ago, prove yourself if you can do it. My salary used to go on only McDonald's and Pizza Huts because I did not know how to cook. Tears came from my eyes. I said, why I'm so helpless? Half of my salary I spent on groceries, and I burnt all kinds of rotis and chapatis and dals and things. And eventually I became a very good cook. All the bachelors from near and far came to visit me to taste my food. So the secret of my success came with my own burning. As I remembered, my mother used to say, if you want to go to heaven, you have to die first. So I just committed myself to the suicidal path of burning as much grocery as possible, burning as much atta as possible. And then finally, I came with the circular chapati with all kinds of maps. So after eating all the global maps of chapatis, I came to a circular chapati, which gave me the heartfelt content of eating with my own hands. And you cannot imagine when you close your eyes and eat your own food and it tastes good. And that's the secret of my success. So believe in yourself. Thank you. Back to the table topic masters.
Wonderful. Wonderful, Toastmaster Amar. It just so happens that whatever you have spoken, every single word has touched my heart because I am deeply relating with whatever you have spoken. So thank you. And I basically thank God that you spoke on this topic. So great. Let's move on. It's going to be another simple generic topic, and I'm sure that everyone would have something to speak about it. Who would like to go next?
I would like to go before you wind up the session.
Sure. All right then. So Toastmaster Lokesh, after, I mean, success cannot be attained like this, right? First, there are going to be something else, the F word. So the topic for you is the secret to dealing with failures. The secret to dealing with failures.
I have failed a lot of time in my life. In fact, if you go on my LinkedIn profile, You'll also see a small article I wrote long time back where I mentioned how failure is a very, very strong skill you must have, how to accept failure. Few examples I gave you in that article was a shop of a property dealer. Imagine when you go to a property dealer shop, you never see a rush. They are sitting idle all day. Uh, just imagine that shop. You feel that they're not doing anything at all. In fact, if you closely look, they collect 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 business cards every day. How many people turn up actually to buy or sell the property with them? Maybe one in a month, maybe two in a month. From there, you should learn how to handle a failure. Everybody expects anybody who's coming to a shop, they should buy or sell a house. They should do everything from our services. But 1 out of 50 is only going to come to them. And they have known this pattern. They accepted that these 49 are failures. Only one person is going to be doing a job for us, and he's going to be our bread earner. That is where your focus has to be when you are actually doing and looking at a failure. What did I learn from it? Where is your focus? Is that something which you have done something wrong? Did you evaluate yourself? Was it something could be done better? Or if you're facing failures, you've seen failures with other people, instead of condemning them, find a way to look at the future, the way ahead, and motivate them to see that this is not the end of the game. Maybe share your own story, any small failure or large failure you had. And that is how I have looked at all my failures. In fact, I document these failures in my meditation, in my journal, and look at the way of doing motivation for myself as well as for others. Thank you so much.
Oh, wow. Great. Toastmaster Lokesh, I cannot imagine. Again, whatever you spoke, it touched my heart because you took the example of property dealers. When the name of property dealers comes up, I immediately think of Khosla Ka Ghosla movie, wherein the property dealer was a con man. But then you have given such a wonderful perspective. Out of 50 business cards, only one is turns out to be a tangible business, and it is the one business which runs that property dealer's home. Toastmaster Lokesh, that certainly hit home with me. So thank you very much. And with that, I think it's 4:24 now. We don't have any more time to have more table topics. So friends, I would like to now end today's main session. And you saw that we have to learn to build stories, imaginary stories, because when we are asked to talk about a thing which is non-living, a situation we have never been in, something new, then we don't have our past experience or past knowledge to bank upon. We have to be imaginative and creative while being put on a spot. So that was my goal with the first part of table topics, which is autobiography of an inanimate object. And the next part was the time when I picked up this pattern, so that again I wanted everyone, all the speakers, to again talk in first person, narrate an incident that has happened with them. Now, there is something in your life which matches with every idiom. No idiom is out of the world. Every idiom has occurred in your life in some form of the other. Now, just to dig that experience out and convert it into a speech and a small story and deliver it to the audience, that is something that I wish all of you to learn, and I have to learn it myself. And the third was a generic topic about success and failure. And like I said, it's my heartfelt opinion that what Toastmaster Lokesh and Toastmaster Amar said touched my heart, and I'm sure these are such generic topics that we relate with these. All of us face success and failure on a daily basis, so we have to come up with stories and themes which are relatable and which touch our audience's hearts. So basically, I hope all of you get to practice table topics more and more, and I really hope that all of you become masters at impromptu speaking, because life is just one impromptu speech after another. So with that, I'd like to hand the stage back to the president of No, to the general evaluator of today's meeting. Which
So our general evaluator today is Toastmaster Lokesh. He will give us.
all right, Toastmaster Lokesh, the virtual stage is yours. Please take it away.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deeptendu, for an insightful table topic session. In fact, the way you have modulated it into certain autobiography storytelling module, which goes in sync with our club mission, then idioms, and then simple ones to pick up. The good thing I saw in the whole meeting was the participation by new members and new guests. Some of them are not even members or knew what a table topic is, but kudos to those speakers who took up the challenge and delivered. And once you do it, it's my experience, then you realize what was bad and what was good I did. And that exactly is the whole motive of a table topic. In impromptu speech, where you just jump into the water and start to learn swimming. Nobody is asking you to swim like a professional. We all are here to learn, to improve, and that is exactly what the whole session was today. It was my personal failure of not having opening the meeting on time. There was some technical glitch, and I'm really apologize for that. Being a general evaluator, I did not expect myself to be at such a bad situation. However, the speakers, I would just give you a brief. Deepti spoke about the autobiography of tea. Mehak was of iPhone. Rishabh for liquor. Rashmi for car. Lovina, I could not catch up. The subject, Uma was blessing in disguise as idiom. Mana was like time to bite a bullet. And very fantastically, he delivered a story actually. Amar, the secret of success, and myself facing a failure. Couple of things which I would like to mention. We do not encourage Hindi words. So one of the speaker was actually telling something in Hindi. We should avoid that. You can, it's an impromptu, so we can actually just accept it, but make sure that you don't repeat this mistake in other meetings. One of the speaker also spoke about, the topic was all about something which is not recommended and not very good for health. So maybe a disclaimer or one or two lines about not to do it very aggressively or consume it aggressively would have been made a speech so I would say socially acceptable speech. Rest everything was all good. I believe we had everybody participated except one or two members, but I can imagine Renu was not in the good shape, I would say, in terms of sound. Overall, it was a good session, well planned, well in time. We are almost done now, and kudos to the leadership of Toastmaster Mehak as president, VP Education as Deepti, to even do a session today, in spite of the fact that they had a 2-hour session already done in the morning. It's not easy to do that part when you are on a weekend, on a Saturday, a lot of other challenges of your work or home are there. But you still went ahead and made sure that the club meeting, at least for an hour, is run. And what a fantastic process of table topic speaking. That's the most attractive thing any club can have. Kudos to the whole team, and thank you very much. Back to Toastmaster Mehak, our president.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lokesh, for your kind words. Now, first I would request Toastmaster Deepti, if you want to share your timer's report, you have the podium for you.
Yes, sure. So if you can see my screen now, I'm sharing the timers report. Typically, we show in a table topic session, we show the green card at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1 minute and 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes. And the red card is displayed until the speaker stops speaking. So in that respect, here are the timings. So Toastmaster Deepti, myself, I spoke for 1 minute 42 seconds. Mehak spoke for 2 minutes 6 seconds. Toastmaster Rashmi for 2 minutes 18 seconds. Rishabh 1 minute 5 seconds. Lavina 1 minute 57 seconds. Umaji, 2.4 seconds, 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Toastmaster Manav, 2 minutes 5 seconds. Suraj, 3 minutes 43 seconds. Toastmaster Amar, 2 minutes 23 seconds. And Toastmaster Lukesh, 2 minutes and 13 seconds. So to all those who spoke close to 1 second, that is the green card, we would encourage them to speak a little more. Just share one more thought so that you can make use of the time that you have been allotted to speak. You never know what part of your speech makes an impact and changes the person listening to you. For speakers who spoke more than 2 minutes, 30 seconds, we would encourage you to use the first 30 seconds to structure your thoughts so that whatever you speak is contained within the time limit. That is what my timer's report is. So thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Mehak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepti, for your timer's report. Now, how can we go without a storytelling tip? So, today I would like to share like how we can play with our words while delivering a story or writing a story or delivering a speech as well. Like you can use some different kinds of words while we are having a word, for example, child. It's a normal word when you're writing about something, my child. You can just use something else other than child. For example, you can use he is a brat, my child is a brat, or my brat, ankle bicker, or tot, he is a kiddie, or something like this, which adds some meaningful word or an adjective to the child, which gives and makes a story more humorous and also gives more content to the story so that you can give a description to the audience as well. For example, second example, you can use in money. If you're using the word money, instead of money, you can use loot. You can use word lolly, bread, or dough. Then coming to for a third example, if you're using the word nose, for nose you can use beak, a hooter, a Kong. So these are some of the words for a specific word. Don't go with a specific word. Use a different word for that, and that will make your story more engaging with the audience. So that's the storytelling tip. That is to play with your words. Use the words in a different manner. So with this, first I would like to take the feedback of our guests. First, I would like to invite those guest Suraj to give a feedback about how did you know about the meeting and what did you learn from today's meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Toku, to give me the opportunity to share the feedback. I hope I am loud. So the thing is, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. You all are speaking very well. I'm learning a lot of this. Is the main thing we need to learn about how we can share the story in our words. How I can just express that movement. I really appreciate that about. I will learn a lot from all of you. I learn the way you speak. I learn the way you enthusiastic the way for the story. So that was the British movement, and the success and the failure was the best thing that I have learned. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Bati's and Amar. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Suraj, for your feedback, and we hope that you will keep on joining our meetings. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Amar to please give a small introduction of yourself and to know how you get to know about the meeting and what you like about the meeting.
Sorry, I joined in late. I was in the middle of watching Darlings on Netflix. I would recommend everybody to watch. It's a fun movie, very mature audience our Toastmasters can definitely connect with the movie, because the movie has shown very less words and more of a facial expression. And as you can see, face matters. Just by face, you can express your grief, anger, anguish, happiness, sadness, everything. So facial gestures is most important in the Zoom world. So I would request everybody to take those pause fillers in Kamal Hassan way, where the dialogues comes later, but your face expresses first, which is a great way to start for any storytelling, creating the grip of the audience. And yes, listening to Lokesh and your comments, you definitely are on the advanced stage of storytelling. And just you mentioned about child and how to describe. So wish I can hear more rhetorics. Rhetorics play a very big role in any public speaking. Just like you mentioned child with another name, I would say child as emotional atyachar, or I would say nose as a primary oxygen apparatus. So we have to come up with some new strategy to explain the simplest of the things in such a way that people uh, listen to you and would take back and say, "Why? What did he say?" Because I am from the era of Govinda movies where I used to rewind and watch again and again his dialogues. So that inspired me of saying something in a different way. So this is my take on storytelling. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raman. And I guess that's a very wonderful take about storytelling. And we are going to learn so much from these. So I would request you to please come and join our meetings. Thank you so much. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Manav to please give a feedback about the meeting.
Hi, thank you, Toastmaster Megan. Again, I'm sorry for joining in late. As soon as I saw the message that there was a meeting, I was a little surprised. And to be honest, these 1 hour table topic sessions is something that I want consistently being done. I am surprised that these don't happen more often. Besides normal meeting, I would encourage TCST to keep going with these sessions, with these because in normal meeting it's one thing, but when special sessions like these are happen, and I really liked how Toastmaster Lokesh also evaluated the table topics. So if these things keep on happening, I definitely think that everyone in Toastmasters Club of Storytelling tellers will become better impromptu speakers, ready to face any situation in real world. So I'm really happy that I was invited and I could add I could join the meeting today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manav. And thank you so much for joining in. Okay. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Rashmi.
Thank you, Mahek. And thank you everyone for having me here. You're always give me something new to learn. But there is a small request, as I am improving English. So if you could put some slide to give your tips of storytelling, it would be beneficial for me, as I can read it as well. Sometimes I am not able to catch all the words, but overall it was wonderful. And Dipendra sir, always, like always, you are rocking. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rashmi, and definitely will definitely follow up on what you said about the slides. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Uma.
Yes, Mehak, I think this format is the best format, and being short and sweet and to the point, and it really is challenging that you don't know what to speak, because it's on the spot they give you, so it's really challenging, and I really enjoyed this kind of forums. Thank you for being part of, taking me into your forum.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Uma, for joining in today. And last, we have Toastmaster, potential Toastmaster Lavina, to please give a feedback about the meeting.
Yeah, thanks, Meg. I really like the call. The format was really exciting. I particularly don't like the calls where I don't get to hear from TM Deepti and TM Deeptendu. So just by chance, I got 2 minutes of TM Deepti's time. I enjoyed that 2 minutes from her, and yeah, the format was brilliant, and really kudos to Toastmaster Deependu for that. And the topics were very good, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lumina. And so with this, we're done with the feedbacks of the guests. So to let you know to all the guests that today was a special segment where we just conducted the mega cable topic session. You all can witness a proper clubs meeting in the next week, where we have a proper format and how do we follow the Toastmasters meeting. So hoping that you all will join the next week as well. So with this, I adjourn today's meeting. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you. I think Toastmaster Amar wants to say something.
Yes, sure. Please, Toastmaster.
You can off the recording.